McDonald's, the place with hamburgers that honestly aren't the tastiest in the world. That's just the truth. But it's the biggest restaurant chain in the world, with over 40,000 branches worldwide. They've sold more than 300 billion hamburgers since they first opened. McDonald's has a lot of surprising and fun twists in its story, like how the people who originally founded McDonald's don't even have their names in the history books in the end. Take McDonald's. It started as a restaurant, but actually got rich by becoming a real estate business. I'm sharing this because it's inspiring, and I want you to see that whenever there's a big change in the business world, tons of new opportunities arise. We must be ready to jump on those waves, or even better, lead the way by solving problems before anyone else. This is still the foundation of what it means to be rich. The way you create something and the way you expand it are two completely different things. And when it comes to doing business together, having empathy or understanding for your partners and making sure the benefits are fair for everyone is something you can't overlook. That's what leads to sustainability. And don't think that just because you're the founder or the one who built something, you'll always be the owner of the company. This story is a long one, told over 2 episodes, and there's a twist at the end. This is going to be the most romantic business story I've ever told. Let's check it out. The origin of McDonald's. Support McDonald's info, the company with the most surprising twists, on Sci Money Monsters channel by scanning this QR code. Or you can easily support the Sci Money Monster segment by just liking, sharing, or commenting to chat with us. And if you really want to be cool, hit the sound surprise button for me. So next time I post a new clip, we can meet again. Sound good? So McDonald's actually got its start because there was a period when the US economy was going through major changes. Cities were developing and they were building a ton of roads. Back in 1900, the US was constructing roads that connected cities all across the country. And this was largely due to a big shift in industry. Specifically, Ford Motor Company succeeded in mass-producing cars for the first time, making large-scale industrial production possible. Once people had cars and there were roads, they started going out just to drive around for fun, and everyone really enjoyed it. While they were out driving, which was a totally new thing for Americans at the time, they started thinking, wow, wouldn't it be great if there was food available while we're on the road? Just imagine, under the blazing California sun, the kind of business that would really take off was the drive-in restaurant. A drive-in works like this. You drive your car, right? You just drive up into the parking lot, right? Then once you pull in, there would be these beautiful American girls, some of them even wearing roller skates, who would come up and knock on your window. What would you like to order? Something like that. Then you place your order, and after just a few minutes of waiting, suddenly you already have food in your car. Okay, you only have to wait a few minutes, that's it. Your order will be delivered right to your hand. Then you can just drive off and eat as you go. No need to even get out of your car. I have to say, Americans really love this experience. What brand is this crispy snack? Crunchy, crispy, so crunchy. Now, we have to keep eating chicken throughout the whole clip, even though we're talking about McDonald's. American customers really love the drive-in restaurant experience, and the McDonald brothers liked it too. Maurice and Richard enjoyed the drive-in experience, but at first they just liked it casually. It wasn't a big deal yet. They went into business, and their first business was actually making movies, but that didn't really work out. Then, in 1929, America faced the Great Depression, which was a major economic crisis. That business, already struggling, just got worse. So the two brothers told each other, we need to make some real money. Then the brothers thought, why not open a drive-in? It's really popular right now, so we'll definitely make money. They opened McDonald's Barbecue, but sold hot dogs. They ran it for 2 years, but it didn't really become a big hit. What they did get out of it was experience, and once they had that, they realized, oh. They decided to expand. They planned to grow the business and open a new restaurant in San Bernardino. This new place was much bigger. It was a drive-in, and the parking lot could fit up to 100 cars. They had about 20 beautiful waitresses serving customers. After opening, it quickly became the biggest and most popular restaurant in town. By 1948, they were basically small-time millionaires. But you know what the problem was? When the restaurant got bigger, so did the problems. A bigger restaurant meant a bigger kitchen and more staff. Anyone in the industry knows it's tough to find skilled chefs. But what's even harder is retaining those talents long-term. The chicken isn't even dead yet. Let's try again. So the two siblings sat down together and said, "Whoa, what should we do? There are so many menu items, the restaurant is huge, and there are tons of people. It's tough to manage. Should we cut out anything that's not necessary?" That was a good idea. Their way of cutting out the unnecessary stuff started like this. They pulled out the company's financial records and laid them out to see which products made the most money and which ones didn't. They discovered that 80% of the company's revenue actually came from selling hamburgers. So they thought, well, should we just get rid of the items that don't sell well? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's take them off the menu. After that, McDonald's was left with just hamburgers, cheeseburgers, milkshakes, French fries, and Coca-Cola. That's it. Once they had the new menu, the next thing they needed to do was design the production process. Some people might not think of this and just run a restaurant as usual, but the McDonald brothers said, we need to design the production process. The way these two brothers designed a production process was really It was kind of like how kids play together. At the brothers' house, they had a tennis court, right? The equipment they used was just chalk. Each of them got their own piece, their own box if they wanted. Then they drew on the tennis court. The grill goes here, the fryer goes there, the packing station is over here, and so on. Once they finished drawing out the layout, the two of them basically played around, pretending to work. They tested out the production process and even timed themselves. Like, okay, do this here, fry over there, send it here, pack it there. Then they would figure out the process, erase it, draw it again, erase it, and draw it again, constantly refining the process to find the most efficient way to produce things as quickly and smoothly as possible. The result? The McDonald brothers succeeded. They managed to solve a major pain point for a lot of people. Once they designed this production process, it was set up as stations, with each station manned by one person, and each person only did one task. For example, the person frying the French fries just focused on frying, and the person grilling just kept grilling. Pat would just stand there packing everything up. This method meant they no longer needed to hire highly skilled workers to make hamburgers because each person only had to do one thing. On top of that, they eliminated all the chaos in the kitchen. They even created a new innovation. And as a result of this innovation, customers could order a hamburger and get it within 15 seconds. They called this system, it's called the Speed Service System. It's a hamburger production system that works like an assembly line in a factory, just like how Ford made cars. And this is the origin and legend behind the term fast food. Now that we've gotten to this point, let me spin the rotisserie chicken for a bit. Spin, 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 cluck, cluck, clank, clank. So, chicken first. How can I tell this? I just can't. Even though it's actually delicious. Let me tell you, even if you want to wake up and order it, you can't, because the owner says you have to go eat it there. Only at the concert. Yeah, and I don't even know why they asked me to advertise it, because I tried asking, if my fans want to try it, what should they do? They said you have to go to the concert. Everything's connected now. Honestly, the McDonald brothers I mentioned aren't actually the heroes here. As the story goes on, they might seem more like the villains, or even victims. You could even say they seem kind of pitiful, because the real hero of this story is named Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc is basically the original ambitious rebel, and he was incredibly hardworking. Ray actually dropped out of school when he was just 15, even though his parents really didn't want him to leave. But his parents couldn't stop his stubbornness. Ray wanted to play the piano. He aimed to support himself as a pianist, so he dropped out of school at 15. 5 years later, he was even more stubborn. At 20, Ray announced he was getting married. His shocked parents asked if he had any money. Ray simply insisted on the marriage. So Ray married his girlfriend, Ethel. Right after, Ethel got pregnant. So that dream of being a pianist, yeah, something like that. He just wasn't making enough money, so Ray had to put his dream of being a pianist on hold. He went out to find a regular job. Luckily, Ray was a pretty charming guy, so he managed to get a job as a salesman. He applied to a company called Lily Cup, which sold paper cups. And the timing was perfect because America had just passed a law banning the sale of alcohol in public places. That meant department stores, hotels, and places like that, which used to sell alcohol, they couldn't sell anymore, so they had to start selling ice cream and food instead. Everyone turned to the food industry, so they needed way more paper cups than before. And at that time, let me mention, Ray's timeline and the McDonald brothers' timeline actually overlap. This is a bit of a flashback, because when Ray started working at Lily Cup, things were going well for a while, but not for long. In the same year, the McDonald brothers' movie business went under. That was in 1932. Ray faced the same economic crisis, the Great Depression. Because of that, the Lily Cup company where Ray was working started to struggle. The owner came to Ray and said, "Hey, there's an economic crisis going on. We need to cut your pay for now." Young, hot-blooded Ray heard this and thought, "What? You can't just suddenly cut my pay." He was really angry. And what Ray said was, "You want to cut my pay, huh?" Ray quit. He resigned right then and there. That evening, when Ray got home, he told his wife about it, how his boss wanted to cut his salary, so he quit. Guess what happened next? I'm sure a lot of ties can relate. Ray got chewed out by his wife. She really let him have it. "Hey, you quit your job? What are me and the kids supposed to eat now? You go back and ask your boss for your job back." He had to go back, apologize to his boss, and ask for his job back. Ray looked totally defeated. The next day, he went back and said, "Boss, I'm sorry. Can I please have my job back?" Luckily, his boss was still kind enough to take Ray back. But honestly, the relationship between Ray and his boss was never the same after that. Still, whatever. It wasn't a huge problem because coming back to work this time turned out to be fate. It led Ray to a turning point in his life. He met a customer, an inventor. It was a milkshake machine called the multi-mixer. Basically, it could make 5 milkshakes at the same time. Ray was like, "Whoa, how do it do that?" So he asked if he could try one of the milkshakes made with this machine. The customer let Ray have a taste, and as soon as he tried it, he was amazed. It was delicious. He was excited, thinking, "What kind of invention is this? It can make milkshakes this good and this fast?" Ray didn't really know what idea he had at that moment, but what he did know for sure was that he went back to his boss and told him, "I'm quitting again, this time for real." His boss approved his resignation right away. After that, Ray started his own company, selling these multi-mixer machines, and he drove all over the country to sell them. Honestly, he managed to sell a decent amount. Ray was making money. But unfortunately, on September 1st, 1939, the United States of America officially declared its entry into World War II. The country was at war. Who would be in the mood for a milkshake? Absolutely nobody was buying them anymore. Those multi-mixer machines for making milkshakes, sales of the units came to a complete and total halt and stayed that way until 1945, when the war finally ended and he could start selling again. Like I said, for anyone running a business, having enough capital is absolutely key. He kept an emergency fund for about 12 months, saving it until after the war. That was when the baby boomer era began and sales picked up again. Most of the shops Ray sold to would usually just order one machine at a time, one per store. But then, out of the blue, there was this one customer. They ordered 8 multi-mixer machines. Ray was like, "Who the heck is this? What are they gonna do with 8 machines?" It turned out that the place was actually a McDonald's, so Ray drove over to check it out. When he ordered a hamburger, it only took 15 minutes for it to be ready, and he was amazed. Everything seemed so standardized, super clean, the hamburgers were delicious, and the whole place had a real family vibe. Ray saw an opportunity and went to introduce himself to the McDonald brothers. The brothers were really welcoming to Ray that day, and then they started sharing their story. They explained their service system to Ray, saying, "Our restaurant can do this because we designed our production process this way." The McDonald brothers also mentioned that they were looking to expand and were thinking about selling franchises, but they hadn't found anyone yet to represent them and help grow McDonald's branches across the United States. The brothers said, We know we have potential, but we don't want to do it ourselves. We prefer a peaceful life and just want to stay put. And they would share the profits with others who took on the work. At that moment, Ray was thinking, McDonald's all over the country? How many multi-mixers would that take per branch? That would be a huge profit. For a whole week, Ray couldn't sleep, his mind racing with thoughts like, that would be so much money, this way and that way for sure. Until he couldn't take it anymore. After a week, he called up the McDonald brothers and said, hey, you guys. He asked if they had found anyone to do the franchise yet, but the McDonald brothers said, not yet. So Ray asked, well, what if it's me? Would that be okay? And so in 1955, Ray Kroc became the one to truly build the McDonald's empire. He was the one who expanded it, with the goal of opening as many McDonald's branches as possible all across America. That's why he established McDonald's System, Inc. as a separate legal entity distinct from the original restaurant that the McDonald's brothers managed. McDonald's System, Inc. There was actually a contract signed with the McDonald brothers stating that Ray's responsibilities were, first, to find locations for new stores, second, to find operators to manage them, and third, to teach the Speedee service system to those who would run the restaurants, making sure they understood and could implement it. The contract also specified that if Ray wanted to make any changes, especially anything related to the Speedee service system, he would need to get written approval and signatures from both McDonald brothers first. As for the benefits, Ray would receive the following. Every time a new branch opened, he'd get a $950 opening fee per branch. He'd also get a share of that branch's revenue, 1.9%. But it wouldn't be the full 1.9% because there was a small royalty fee deducted. So in the end, Ray would actually get about 1.4% of the revenue that each store made. At first, Ray was really excited when he signed the contract. He was totally fine with the returns he'd get. But when it came time to actually do the work, opening the stores wasn't easy at all. It was really tough work, and Ray was super dedicated. He worked day and night, always making sure to look after the quality, right? As soon as the store closed late at night, after he finished his own personal work, he'd come over to the McDonald's branch to check on things and make sure everything was up to standard. He'd check on things like cleanliness and whether everything was up to standard. Because of this, over time, the McDonald's branches that Ray opened became even more successful than the original branch run by the McDonald brothers. But no matter how much Ray helped McDonald's thrive, all he got was $950 for opening a branch and just a 1.4% share of the revenue. That's not enough to get rich. The ones getting rich were the McDonald brothers. But then, it was like a blessing from above. Out of nowhere, it was like fate sent Ray a financial assistant, Harry Sonneborn. He was the vice president of a famous ice cream chain called Tastiest, which was really popular at the time. Harry admired Ray's work so much that he quit Tastiest to come work for Ray. Harry's job was to handle all the financial matters for Ray, so Ray didn't have to worry about money issues anymore. He could dedicate himself to his own responsibilities even more than before. And while Ray was working, he experienced a lot of different things that became valuable lessons. For example, he discovered that whenever he opened a new branch, with franchises, the farther away they are, the harder they are to manage. Because once you open a branch that's far away, you can't really get there yourself, right? Every branch tends to want to do its own thing. Try this, try that, not wanting to follow the standard way. So Ray solved this problem by setting minimum standards for everyone to follow. So here's the deal. There are minimum standards that absolutely can't be compromised. But beyond that, you can do whatever you want. Ray's non-negotiable standards are just 3 things. First, 1, quality, 2, service, and 3, that's it. Ray also learned what kind of franchisees he should pick to run a McDonald's, what kind of people they should be, right? He found that they should be young people who are hungry and really want to succeed. Those are the ones who are more likely to make it. In 1 year, Ray opened a total of 18 branches. Is that a lot? Well, yes and no, because by then there were already a lot of competitors, like In-N-Out, Burger, and Chef's Burger. Kentucky Fried Chicken and places like that, they were all big players. So Ray started thinking, we need to find a way to make people crave our food, to make them want to eat it again. His mom started to realize that if they wanted to expand this much, they'd need to raise a lot more money. Ray was lucky again. He met a young guy named Fred Turner, who was just 23 years old. At first, Fred was just supposed to be the guy flipping burgers, but Ray noticed how enthusiastic Fred was and thought, hey, I should get him to help out more. Eventually, Ray brought Fred into management, making him vice president of operations. And Fred really did a great job. He was truly impressive. Fred basically turned McDonald's into a mini factory. He took the Speedee service system, which was already a big success thanks to the McDonald brothers, and developed it to be even more efficient. What Fred did was really impressive. The service got better, everything was faster, and the quality improved. The downside, though, was that it cost a lot more money. And most importantly, developing this system. Remember this speed service system? Any changes to it were supposed to be approved and put in writing by the McDonald brothers. But in this case, that didn't happen. He didn't ask for permission. So technically, that was a breach of contract. The McDonald brothers could have sued him at any time. Plus, the brothers didn't really like how Ray was making all these big, fast changes without consulting them. And before things could get even more out of hand, tangled, Harry and Ray went back and looked over the books. They realized that the compensation they were getting just wasn't fair. $950 per branch, and only a 1.4% share of the revenue. That just didn't seem right. So they went and checked how much money each McDonald's branch was actually making. They found out that each branch they opened was bringing in an average of $250,000 a year. That meant Ray's McDonald Systems Inc., with just a 1.4% share, was only making about $3,500 a year per branch. That's not rich, not even close, and it definitely wasn't enough to expand a sustainable empire. He needed to find a way to make more money without breaking any contracts or outright betraying anyone. He had to make it so that both the franchise operators and the original founders of McDonald's would have to rely on him. He believed that this was the way to make McDonald's truly wealthy and turn it into the biggest restaurant chain in the world, with 40,000 branches, like I mentioned earlier. So hit subscribe and ring that little bell, okay? See you next time for McDonald's Part 2.